Welcome back. It's about time for us to take our health segment today. And it's a very delicate topic we're about to address. Dr. Tiwatayo Lasebikan is a senior resident doctor at the Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital, Yaba. As they say, Yaba left, where they do everything right. Exactly. Now, he has an MBBS from University of Ibadan, an MSc from University of South Wales, and he joins us today to talk myths and facts on psychosis. Now, the word psychosis, I've heard the word psychotic before. I guess that's the root word for the word psychotic. Is it psychosis?
Yeah, so from psychosis, then we get psychotic.
Psychotic. All right, fantastic. Now, we need to break down exactly what that means.
Okay, so in simple layman terms, psychosis is a disconnection from reality.
Okay.
Yes, so I mean, we all perceive what reality is and shouldn't be.
Okay.
And then so there's some sets of people who that thin line between, reality and what is not real, they've kind of like, crossed into it.
Okay, so is this the, not to go all religious, when people say they're in the spirit, you're not talking about that?
Oh, well, well maybe not in the spirit, because indeed, psychiatry understands that people are religious.
Okay.
So whenever we say that somebody, is psychotic, we are not talking about, having religious experiences.
Okay.
So, for example, we have cases whereby, the pastor of a church is actually the one bringing this is, maybe most trusted prophet to the hospital.
Okay.
So that is because he knows that what is going on now is not a matter of, prophesying, even amongst members of the church, they realize that this person is no longer being real, and they bring him over just for us to assess.
So when you say being real, is it that they're saying things that are not real, or they're seeing things that are not real? Please explain.
So really, we can divide psychosis into three things.
Okay.
Hallucinations. Hallucinations means that you're perceiving things that are not really there.
Okay.
With the same tangibility as if they were there. So I mean, it's okay if I feel cold.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't really touch cold, but I mean, we feel it. And I understand that, well, it's not really, but I mean, I feel cold. But you can imagine if I believe that, if I can see someone like you sitting beside me, and I'm, with the same tangibility that the person is here. Unlike if you have it in your mind that, I remember that dress I wore yesterday, you know it's not real. I mean, you're imagining it, but imagine if you can see the dress as if you can actually touch it. So they have that. So that's hallucinations. Sometimes the most common one actually is auditory. People hearing voices, of people that are not there. Those voices can be discussing with them, can be talking to them,
or giving them directions.
Commands.
Commands.
Yes, giving them commands. Depending on what type of illness. Sometimes, for a person with depression, for example, the person can be mocking them, you're a nobody, abusing them, you're useless, or if it's schizophrenia, which is the most common and most severe psychotic illness, the person can be, maybe discussing them, running commentary about what they are doing. Wow. And they can hear this clearly. So people say things like, the person is not hearing voices, person is just pretending. No, they can actually hear those things like you can hear me right now.
So this is a medical condition.
It is.
This is not people from the village.
No, it's not.
So what is the first, for instance, if someone in your immediate environment, in your family says they can see something or someone is talking to them, what is the first response or reaction someone should take?
All right, so I mean, first you should discuss with the person more.
Okay.
For example, we all have, fragmentary episodes of things like this. Okay. For example, you hear someone calling your name as if and then you look out and nobody's calling your name. That's okay. That happens once in a while.
Okay.
But so you can imagine if that happens 4 or 5 times in a day, then that's becoming a problem.
Okay.
So I mean, if you feel like, oh, okay, I saw someone just pass by now, I say, okay, but nobody. And that happens once in 6 months, once in 4 years. Yeah. I mean, that can happen. Okay. But you can imagine, you keep telling people that, I think I just saw Mazino. And I say, Mazino is not here. Okay. So, I mean, at that point, you're discussing to understand, is this thing happening frequently or is just a one-off?
Okay.
Did you take any substance? I mean, because substance, especially weed, is one of the things that causes psychosis the most in our environment.
Okay.
And then so the next thing really is to try to seek help, with the person.
Yeah.
The truth is that, like I say, seeing a psychiatrist is not a big deal per se. In foreign countries, I'm going to see my shrink.
Yeah.
So you could just, come over and then we have a discussion. Some people come to us, say, I think I'm hearing voices. By the time you, talk, discover that it's not even as severe, as maybe they initially thought.
So there is medication for this. This is
No,
curable.
no, of course.
This is something that if you catch it early, you can cure?
Yes.
Okay, because a lot of people tend to think once it happens, it happens.
So you see, depending on what is even causing the psychosis in the first instance.
Okay.
And I don't want to concentrate on hearing voices as if that is the only form of psychosis. So some people have delusions.
Okay.
This strong belief that strong belief that something that really is not supposed to be. Maybe let me just insert a false belief. So my wife is having an affair without any basis. Some people want to harm me, want to kill me, some enemy somewhere without any basis. Strongly believes these things. Those are delusions.
Okay.
And also some other odd behaviors, odd conducts. And many of these things are treatable. Depending on what's the cause. If, for example, someone that takes weed, takes meth, methamphetamine, or whatever, by the time you stop the meth, we give medications, may never even come back again.
Okay.
But there are some other ones that the person may need to take medications for longer times, for longer periods. But most of the illnesses are very treatable.
I've noted, I'm not sure if it's just me, I've noted that a lot of families, when they notice that someone in the family is going through something like that, there is this abandonment mentality. They want to just, leave the person alone. They don't really know what to do, so they just end up pushing the person away.
Yeah.
What, in essence, is happening once you abandon someone going through that?
The reason for abandonment actually for stigma.
Okay.
Poor understanding of it. Some people even think that it's contagious.
Okay.
But when you abandon the person, what you have done is that you have deprived the person of the opportunity to get well. Because most people that have this condition would not come and seek help themselves.
Okay.
So if you do not, get the person help, they are depriving the person, you are depriving the family of somebody that could, be a source of joy to the family, depriving the country of somebody that could be resourceful, for the country.
Okay. So it pays for people to actually try and get help for anyone in the environment that is going through that.
Yes, it does.
All right. So now that issue of the stigma.
Yes.
It's not just about this environment, I believe. I think it's something that's been going on for a long time.
Well, it's worse in this environment, but to be honest, also in foreign countries, more developed countries, they also have the stigma.
Okay.
But it's just that, they don't think that, they don't think that maybe it's contagious. They don't think that it's as a result of some people in the village.
I want to wrap it up with statistics.
Yeah.
Is it 2 in 10? 2 in 100? How many people in a certain sector could be said to be going through psychosis?
Oh, okay. So actually it's 1 in 100.
1 in 100?
Yes, especially for schizophrenia, the most severe is 1 in 100.
All right.
So for people who take, marijuana, especially marijuana, because they can be up to 6 times more likely to have psychosis than the general public.
I'm so pleased that you're able to wrap it up on that particular note because there are quite a few people that indulge in such activities. But hopefully you've learned a thing or two at home there. Please use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC if you have questions, and we'll do what we can to have the doctor respond to them. At this point, we're going to soften the airwaves with some music because we have Otegbayo Joseph Oluwatimileyin. Now, he has the stage name Timmy Phoenix. He's a gospel musician, songwriter, guitarist, and music producer, and he's going to be with us right now performing the song Praise.